Well, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Sports City Extra, today being on a Monday, the 25th of August 2025. We have a great show lined up for you. We'll be talking about the CHAN tournament that is now on the semi-finals round. As Kenyans, we are heartbroken after being eliminated by Madagascar. We'll be talking about that and also talking about the East African football. Are we improving or what's happening with the East African countries in terms of football? Of course, focusing on Harambee Stars, what we expect, because after this we'll be focusing on co-hosting the 2027 AFCON. Are we ready for that? And we will also speak about the East African secondary school games, games that were played, and Kenya did very well. We will just be touching a little bit about that. And then, of course, in the English Premier League, mbona nangoa, English Premier League, there is a team here that has won its first two matches and wanatusumbua ni kama wamechukua ligi, and we will be talking about the today's match, Liverpool versus Newcastle, and just to analyze and review some other results over the weekend. Be ready for a great show. This is Chris Mololo. Felix Makona is here with me as my co-host, and on sign language interpretation is Esther Kendi. Hi, Felix.
Hi, too.
You are good?
I'm really good today, and I'm happy to be here because, the t-shirt I'm wearing is now, the elephant is now back on the top. This is season 4 of
Katashuka
the...
tu. Kandovu kako juu ya meza, katashuka tu.
Nani amesema katashuka?
Katashuka.
How will you know? How do you know katashuka?
We know.
What I know of Arsenal is the signing of Eze combined with Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Victor Gyökeres and Madueke, tutasumbua. Wachana hiyo ya Liverpool ati
Mtasumbua, yes.
Florian Wirtz sijui nani.
Yes, sikatai mtasumbua. But unajua the only problem with Arsenal that we've been seeing, they start the season very well, but they don't have that finishing power. Arsenal is opposite to Man City. Man City huanza vibaya, but they have a finishing power. But let's see, maybe this season could be different.
Hiyo ni story yako tu. Sisi
we
can't follow your imagination.
Every sports fanatic knows, even our viewer. Watakwambia uko social media. By the way, interact with us on our social media platforms, Facebook, X, Instagram, and our WhatsApp line 0311980384. Mtuambie, am I lying? See, Arsenal start the season very well, but they don't have the finishing power.
We were not having the finishing power because there were no depth on the bench. Okay. We didn't have squad depth. But now, just imagine, let's say in the striking, we have started Bukayo Saka, Victor Gyökeres, and Madueke, let's say for example. Then in the second half, after they have scored 2 or 3 goals, you see Max Doman coming in, the youngster. You see the likes of Kai Havertz. Now Gabriel Jesus is back. You see the likes of Eberechi Eze. Tutasumbua. Wachana na mambo ya Liverpool. Liverpool, they are good in striking. But defense yao nayo haiko. Bournemouth iliwafunga 2.
Tutaongelea hiyo in the second part. Yeah. But now, let's begin with the East African secondary school games. Tumeona Team Kenya, they've done so well. Musingu walifika finals, right? Yeah. But they were beaten.
They were beaten 2-1 by Bukedea of Uganda.
Bukedea from Uganda.
Yeah.
But that was good. They at least walifika finali, and they played so well. Although they lost, but we are proud of them. Yeah. And Kwandanze, they are still retaining the Glory
Yeah.
in volleyball, volleyball girls.
Yeah.
And nimeona pia Kisii School
Yeah.
walishinda rugby,
Yeah, they were the champions.
rugby 15.
Yeah.
And then St. Peter's Mumias, they won the rugby sevens.
Yeah, it is true.
And then there is
Cheptil Boys.
Cheptil.
Cheptil Boys beat Namugongo 3-2.
Yes,
you
that
know,
is volleyball.
You know, this one is counted in sets. In sets, set moja uchukua dakika kama 15. So if one set you beat them, and then you beat them, they beat you the second set. Then
Inakuwa 1-1.
yeah, hiyo inakuwa 1-1. You know there are always 3 sets.
Yeah.
Then you beat them the second one, itakuwa 2-1. So hapa ilikuwa 3-2
3-2.
because
that
yeah.
was a tight one.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Cheptil. They won the volleyball. I think also St. Joseph Kitale, they won, was it hockey or handball, one of them?
Yeah.
We are proud of Team Kenya for representing us on the East African Secondary School Games. I'm also aware of the schools that won the handball, so congratulations to them, and I hope will continue making us proud. And I'm sure from those games, the secondary school games, we will see some of the players being brought to the teams to represent us even nationally. Tunaweza taka kuona people going to source for the talents there, tuanze kuona the boys and girls being brought to the national team. Tunataka kuona watu from those schools wakiletwa kwa rising stars. Tunataka kuona kwa junior starlets. We want to see them in the under 20 volleyball, the junior Malkia strikers. We want to see such talents. Anyway, I think that will be all concerning the secondary school games. Now, I want us to come to Chan.
Yeah.
All the East African teams were eliminated on Friday and Saturday. The back and forth that we've been seeing,
Yeah.
Kenya and Tanzania, tulikuwa eliminated, all of us.
Yeah.
Uganda wakatufuata on Saturday. But let's talk about the Harambee Stars versus Madagascar. And probably one thing that I want you to tell me, and I want to hear your thoughts about,
Yeah.
is the goal that was disallowed tukicheza na Madagascar. According to you, was that goal supposed to be disallowed? Because this is something that brought some chaos in the field, and even you saw after the game Kenyans chanting
Yeah.
to insult the referee.
I can say things happen in football, and you know, we always say the referee mistake is the final, is the final decision. The referee decision, even if it is a mistake, it is the final. So, according to my view, that could the goal should be standing, but the referee, you know, the referee, the only thing he did bad is to allow until the goal is scored. Then he says there was an altercation or there is an offside.
Yeah.
They should not allow the ball to go behind the net before the whistle is blown.
Yeah.
So that is the only mistake that the referee did, and that caused the insults. You know, because the referee in that game knew very well Kenya was going to score. So I think, to the mind of the referee, he thought that Kenya will not score the goal, so it doesn't affect anything or the foul play that was against the Madagascar defense. So I can say it is the referee's decision. And even if we appeal, already Madagascar has been submitted to be playing in the
In the semi-finals.
semi-final. So the decision cannot be reversed, and we may not have the time to play against Madagascar again, because the semi-finals is this weekend.
Yeah.
Is starting maybe Friday, Thursday. So it is like we say, tukubali tu imeenda.
Yeah.
We should accept that
We have to.
we tried. At least we tried, but it was not our day, you know.
Yeah.
There are bad days and good days, and that day was bad day for Kenya and good day for Madagascar. The same way, if Madagascar could have been denied that goal, they would have complained the same, and we would have been proud because the referee favored us. Now that the referee did not favor us, we should not be complaining so much. We should say we move on and we wait for the AFCON. And also, I want us to note something, because Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda qualified automatically because they were hosting.
The hosts.
The next World Cup, the country that is hosting will be qualifying directly. They don't have to play for a qualifier games. They don't have to play for playoffs for them to qualify, because they have to be there. Even AFCON 2027,
Yeah.
Kenya, most of the times, or in our history, we have not been qualifying for the AFCON. But in 2027, we will qualify automatically because
Of being the hosts.
we are hosting Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. So,
But kidogo tu, I cut you short.
Yeah.
On that incident of the goal, I had someone explaining why the goal was disallowed, and I want you to tell me kama you saw it.
Yeah.
When the cross came from Marvin Nabwire
Yeah.
to Ryan Ogam,
Yeah.
I heard that a Madagascar defender was pushed before the goal was scored, and that's why the referee had to say that this goal will be disallowed. What do you think?
It is true. It was our fault, and it is true the defender was pushed. But you know, in football, there is that push that you say this is a push that needs to be, is like he has committed a foul.
Yeah.
But that one, according to my view, ni jamaa kule chakula. Unajua jamaa he needed to eat, because that push was not a push that is
A slight push.
Yeah, it was a slight push, and in football it happens when you are yearning for a ball, or you are competing to get a ball against, or you are trying to tackle someone. A push is allowed, and you know, even when you are watching those EPL games,
Yeah.
you know, there are some pushes that they don't commit fouls, or they don't give even a yellow.
And
because-
a similar incident happened yesterday
Yeah.
for the Man United versus Fulham,
Yeah,
and the goal was allowed. Tutaongelea hiyo
Yeah.
baadaye. But finally, Austin Odhiambo not playing to that game.
yeah,
Of course, we needed some creativity, and you know, if you've watched Austin how he plays, at least maybe his contribution would have brought different results. Or what's your view?
I can say the coach has his own plan, and it was time for him to stay on the bench. I cannot say the coach was doing something detrimental to the team. The coach was just being fair, because the squad that is chosen, around 25 people, they should all participate, because they are chosen because they are superior to those who are left outside. You know, all those slots, you work hard to earn them.
Yeah.
You show how you can play from your club. Look, many of the players are from Kenya Police, and many of them have now joined Gor Mahia after the CHAN. I can assure you, Mololo, they came there because everyone was watching Kenya Police, and they saw how Kenya Police did very well until they won the league,
The league, yeah.
last season. So I think all the players earned a right or a spot in that team. So they all deserve to play. And maybe Odhiambo has started many of the games.
Yeah. And
So-
even I think the reason why the coach maybe could have decided not to involve him in the game. So in the game that we played against Zambia, Austin Odhiambo didn't play very well
Yeah.
as we expected. Or maybe he has an injury, we don't know, but
I cannot say he has an injury because the team could have communicated.
yeah.
I can say sometime, you know, even not only here in Kenya, but in many of the clubs, a player can be sidelined because he didn't train very well. A player can stay on the bench because they deserve there is someone doing better than him.
Better, yes.
So I cannot judge he was down that time, but maybe even the player himself said, today, let's try someone else. He looks better.
Yeah.
Or today, I feel down. You know, it is the right of a player to speak. Is he good mentally, physically, and all those psychologically? And the player can say, I don't want to play today. Also, the team has its technical bench. The technical bench looks at the progress of each and every player.
Yeah.
So if another player is training very well and he can play in that position, they decide to start him. Another reason is maybe Benny McCarthy saw that if we go to the semi-final, we may need his services.
Yeah.
So let's rest him this game so that in the semi-final, he will be so lethal
Yeah.
in front of the goal. You know, there are many decisions that have to influence if a player plays or not.
Right. That's true. Now, let's look at the other matches. Tanzania were eliminated also after losing to Morocco. At least pressure kwa social media itapungua. I was just trying to imagine if one of us, either Kenya or Tanzania, would have qualified to the semi-finals. Hey, sijui TikTok kungekuwa aje. But all in all, we were all eliminated. Then on Saturday, Uganda lost to Senegal. And then Sudan. This team is doing wonders.
Yeah.
I think this is the surprising team in this tournament.
Yeah.
Sudan are also now in the semi-finals, right?
Yeah.
And I'll not be surprised if they also reach to the finals. I'll not be surprised. Because you saw how they played in the group stages.
Yeah.
They played so well, beating Nigeria, something that no one expected. Up to now, they are in the semi-finals. At least we can say in the East Africa, we don't have a representative, but in the Eastern Africa, or tuseme kwa the teams that belong in the CECAFA, at least we have a representative there, Sudan.
Yeah.
Now, I want us to talk about the East African football generally.
Yeah.
Looking at how Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, apart from the fact of we were the hosts, looking at how we played, do you think our football has improved, or we were just motivated by the promised cash?
I can say the football has improved. We can see at least Kenya going to the quarterfinals from the group of death. Tanzania too. I can say Tanzania, the group was easy. But Uganda also were in a group where no one expected them. Look at Sudan. No one could imagine Sudan will be in the semi-final. I can assure you the East African football has improved, and that is the direction to go, because at times back we could not even have gone through the group stages.
Yeah.
Now this time we are going even Kenya, we see it in the quarters. That is Tanzania, we see it in the quarters. Sudan, South Sudan. These teams, I can say, it is a general improvement. And also, I think we should also look at the talents that are emerging. This African has got a lot of talents. The boys, how they were playing, you know, most of the games that I was watching was Kenya playing against other nations, Kenya, Morocco, Kenya, and all those, Zambia, DRC. I can assure you, Mololo, the only team that was easy for Kenya to beat was Madagascar, but we failed. That means East African football has moved to another level.
Yeah.
Because expecting Madagascar, no one knew Madagascar will beat Kenya. Of course, in all those games, I can say East African has already shined up to a level that even the other nations like Senegal, Algeria and Nigeria that we believe they know football, they have already known that East African, when they utilize their talents, they do very well.
Yeah.
Kenya, in their history, they have never beaten Morocco. Since Kenya got independence, since Kenya knew that there was something in the world called football, we have never beaten Nigeria. We have never beaten even the likes of Morocco. We have never beaten Senegal. So it was our first time, and that is something to be proud of. And knowing that these were the young talents, now that we have to capitalize on these young talents so that when it is in the future, we are hosting AFCON again. You know, AFCON will have even the players playing in the outside leagues.
Yes.
So we want to see Hakimi here in Kenya, and is yearning for the ball against Nabwire.
Yeah.
And Nabwire wins it and he scores. And we know that Hakimi is doing nothing in the PSG team. Just that is just for laughs. I can say we want Mohamed Salah here in Kenya so that we know how our boys can play against someone who plays for Liverpool.
Yeah.
We want also Thomas Partey. Let him bring what he has been doing at Arsenal. Let us see how we saw Aubameyang at the Nyayo Stadium. Let's see them. Let's see these players. Let's see Kina Nicolas Pepe performing
Kudus.
here. Mohamed Kudus here in Kenya. That's what we want to see. And those games I will pay for them because I want to see them. Kumbe, it is this person who plays in those leagues, you know. And this will attract business in East Africa. You know, those people that have the residential houses, they will have something to benefit because they will come here. The players will have somewhere to reside, train, and do what. We will be looking even at their training. We know how the equipment they use, and this African football will move to another level. And this is part of the growth we have started.
Sure.
Even if we failed in the quarters, but this is part of the growth that East African has ever witnessed since independence.
We are hoping to improve, and the good thing is, of course, we've seen the government support in all this. We are about to launch the Talanta City, the Talanta Stadium, very soon, and this is something that we have been looking forward to. At least we have a stadium that reaches those international standards. So at least when we have Nyayo, Kasarani, and Talanta, we are ready. We are ready for the AFCON. Now the government has played its part. The federation needs also to play its part, and then the players and the coach and all will be well. So which teams are meeting in the semi-finals before we take the break?
In the semi-finals of the CHAN.
Yes.
CHAN we will have, that is Sudan. We'll be meeting that team. Senegal.
And then
Morocco will
Madagascar.
meet Madagascar.
Yes.
So, and in the final, I will have, that's my prediction, I will have Morocco playing against, so nisaidia hata kupredict hiyo pale nyingine.
Sini prediction yako. How am I helping
Senegal.
Morocco versus Senegal.
Yeah.
Of course, I also think that will happen, but if I can see Sudan in the finals, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
Be very happy. But on paper, Senegal versus Morocco will be the best final to watch. But nazataka kuona Sudan na Morocco.
Yeah.
final. It will be very good. We are shifting focus now to the English Premier League, and I want us to start with the early kickoff on Saturday. Tottenham beating Man City 2-0, and Tottenham always knows how to beat Manchester City. Since of course Tottenham wamekuanga dawa ya Man City from kitambo. And I just want to hear what you have to say after watching that game. What was wrong with Manchester City? James Trafford, tulimuona championship, he was doing very well, and that tells you the difference between the championship and the English Premier League. The levels are different. But he did some silly mistakes. We could see even the defenders sliding. Ruben Diaz, man, I didn't expect that. But anyway, let me hear your view, and then I'll talk about it before we watch the highlights.
I can say Tottenham have someone or have a good player in Brennan Johnson. The goal is scored, although I can say at least Manchester City defense slept. It is just fantastic. And when I remember when he scored against Manchester United also in the Europa League final, I can say Brennan Johnson knows how to score against big teams. And also Palhinha just signed for Tottenham this season, and he is also scoring. I can assure you at some point Manchester City forget themselves. Also, Manchester City, their playing style this season, the defense will not fit the Pep Guardiola playing style of one defender going to the midfield. And that is they were using Matheus Nunes. And Matheus Nunes was injured even in the first half. And they had to replace him with Akanji. Mololo, I can assure you, Manchester City, they need someone that can stand in the defense and pair with Josko Vardiol. Josko Vardiol is good, and Croatia have a player in Josko Vardiol. But he needs someone like John Stones. An improvement of John Stones will help Manchester City stabilize their defense. Because on the other side, Thomas Frank at Tottenham has not lost any of his games. Even in the pre-season, he beat Arsenal. They scored straight from the midfield because David Raya was away from the goal. I can assure you, Tottenham itasumbua hii season.
Sure.
Tottenham itasumbua kushinda City na Liverpool.
And the good thing about Thomas Frank, he doesn't have a specific formula or formation. He plays depending with the opponent. The way the opponent comes, it's how he will face them. So I think that's something that also helped Thomas Frank to get a win away to Manchester City. And Tijani Reinders was hyped after shining in the first match against Wolves. And Tijani Reinders was completely lost on that Tottenham game. But I've heard some analysts saying that a good dancer knows when to leave the stage. Do you think, and someone also said, it comes a time when a club needs new management or rather a new coach. Do you think this is the time for Pep to leave?
Pep Guardiola will surely leave at the end of the season. Many sources say so because the same as Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp was a good coach at Liverpool. He even won the EPL with Liverpool. I can assure you, apart from Jurgen Klopp retiring, they were almost the same age with Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola, his ideas, he still has ideas, but how to put them into action, hiyo imemshinda. For example,
coaching is not easy, by the way.
Coaching starts from training. The way Pep Guardiola sees things this season, how Liverpool, how Manchester City were training last season and this season, tuseme macho kidogo imepotea. There's some things he doesn't do while training. Finishing ya Man City sahi imekuwa ovyo kusema kweli. There was Haaland in the game.
Yeah.
Marmoush, we expect Marmoush to be playing regularly because I see his system and that of Tijani Reinders going together more than Haaland, because Haaland need to be fed with the ball. And Marmoush is someone who will go look for the ball.
Yeah.
He's a hunter for the ball. But Haaland is just there. Anangoja tu chakula imwangukia kwa mdomo. Yeye tu ni kumeza. So, it will be hard for Manchester City. And Manchester City will need someone else in coaching. A young boy like Mikel Arteta or Xabi Alonso of Real Madrid. To make sure that Real City goes back to the positions that they were competing with Real Madrid, the likes of Barcelona.
Do you think if Pep leaves, Vincent Kompany might come back to Man City and leaves Bayern?
No, Bayern are good. They are beating someone 6-0. Last time they beat RB Leipzig 6-0.
By the way, sioni someone to replace Pep kwa
Yeah.
Man City, and unless they look for wale makoch anyway.
Yeah, because City, at this point, a young coach coaching Manchester City, I don't see it working, because wale players wa Man City wanataka someone who is so experienced. Because Manchester City sahi, you are not going there to build the club. The club will buy players.
Yeah.
You are going there to perform. It is like Real Madrid. Real Madrid cannot take someone like Erik ten Hag, who has just lost his opening games at Bayer Leverkusen, and you go there and lose games. No, you will go there 2 days, 1 week, and you are already sacked. So it is the same at Manchester City. They need someone to work and continue the winning.
On the other hand, Tottenham really have a very good squad.
Yeah.
And with that squad, you can see there are 2 players missing, James Maddison and Dejan Kulusevski.
Yeah.
When they return, I think the team
Takuwa
will be
tired.
complete, and
Yeah.
Tottenham will be a team to watch this season. We now come to Arsenal versus Leeds United. Walipata mnyonge, wametusumbua weekend mzima. The whole week atupumui.
Okay, Mnyonge si alipiga, if you say Leeds are weak, last week they beat Everton 1-0.
Yes.
Everton has been in the league for almost 3 decades now. Then Leeds from the championship beat Everton 1-0, and they even failed to equalize all those minutes they had.
Hiyo ni banta anyway.
Now, nyamaza. Ngoja shindano iingie Mololo, mbona unatingika?
Aya, sawa.
Now that Arsenal has beaten Leeds 5-0 and it was almost going to be 6-0, now you are saying tumepata mnyonge. Mnyonge how?
Ni ukweli.
No,
Kweli
I can say
tumepata mnyonge.
yes, on Saturday, Arsenal could not have lost because that was the day Eberechi Eze was unveiled at the club. Before the game started, Eberechi Eze was there clapping,
Yeah.
greeting the fans, being introduced to the fans. You know, that is another weapon. Liverpool, you should be crying from now, because Sunday is going to be fiery. So, and also, we were also opening the Emirates for this season. You know, the last game we were away to Manchester United, and we also thrashed them. You know how to thrash? Not 4-0, 1-0. Now that I can say Arsenal, their playing style is now clicking. Martin Zubimendi is now playing like the prime Thomas Partey. Now that Declan Rice is still there. On the wing, we have Noni Madueke from Chelsea. On the other side, we have our very own young boy, Bukayo Saka. We have a boy who caused the penalty, Max Doman, to make it 5-0. We also have our very own, the mask man, Victor Gyökeres. You know how he scored? Cutting in from the left. That's our striker.
Yes.
Also, Mololo, don't forget that we have a very good goalkeeper, saving. While on the Leeds side, Theirs was only to concede. We have Julian Timber. You know, for a defender to have a rating of 10 over 10, it means he did everything.
Yeah.
He gave an assist.
He scored 2 goals.
He scored 2 goals. He defended very well.
Yeah.
The passes were accurate. So he had a 10 over 10 rating. So Mololo, hapo unaweza to blame kweli.
Haya, let's see how you'll play the upcoming matches. And to start with the Liverpool one, that will be a proper test.
That one we must bet. I bet for...
that will be a proper test.
I don't want most of your money. I only want 2,000.
Okay.
As I also give my 2,000, so that if Arsenal win against Liverpool, I get your 2,000. That one I will just buy small things here and there. Then also if Liverpool win...
Anyway, let's come back to the game.
Yeah.
If unasema Leeds si mnyonge,
yeah,
Arsenal dominated everything.
Yeah.
What would you say was the problem on the Leeds side? Because umesema kazi yao ilikuwa tu kuconcede.
Yeah.
What do you think they would have done to make sure that they don't concede more than 2 goals?
They would have used the same technique that Manchester United used of striking against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Even if you don't see a channel to give a pass to your player, you just try. But Leeds didn't try that.
Because looking at how they played on the first half,
you
could see that Arsenal, although they were attacking, but they were struggling to score, to get the goals. Because even the first goal, I think it came some minutes before the first half ended. I think they were not able to maintain that pace.
I can say it is true. Arsenal are playing pressing football.
Yeah.
And that pressing football makes you make mistakes, can also make you be so nervous about defending. So I think Arsenal dominated them when all of the time they were striking. And you know, Arsenal starts playing from the back.
Yeah.
So that wanakuvuta kwao, now wanaingia kwenye. So it is the same technique Leeds should have tried. Maybe they could have tried to use those counter-attacks. But counter-attacks were not there too. I think they were totally dominated by Arsenal.
Now, let's talk about Man United.
Yeah.
Yesterday they played Fulham.
Yeah.
It ended on a 1-1 draw. Man United, they have a good team. And looking at how they played Arsenal on their opening match, we expected them to be consistent with that playing style and the players to continue with that performance. But looking at how they played yesterday, I think the first 20 minutes they played very well. Bruno Fernandes, oh Lord, missing that penalty. He hit the ball, nasikia bado hata ijapatikana.
Yeah, ilishuka Kasarani. In Manchester United, you know, for Manchester United, I think they have to change in some positions. Let's say the penalty taker. Let the penalty taker be Matheus Cunha or Mbeumo or the new signing, Benjamin Sesko.
Yeah.
Because Bruno has been doing that for a long time. At some point, against, it was Aston Villa, sometimes. It was the only goal that was needed to be scored so that Manchester United win. But you know what? Bruno Fernandes did the same thing.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes is still a world-class player. That's for sure. There's no team that he can go in this world or in the top elite clubs and he doesn't play as a starting 11. He fits in all the teams. Even at Arsenal, he's better than Martin Odegaard. That is the truth. But at Manchester United, I think the system doesn't favor him. You know, he has to work in the midfield also he has to assist even in striking.
Yeah.
I saw yesterday he was the one yearning for the ball, trying to score together with Mbeuma and Cunha. Cunha was even shooting so hard so that they even score. But, you know, if Manchester United could have won that penalty, they could not be in the number 18th position. Now they are 16th,
Yes.
in the 16th position. I think Manchester United should just look at how they score goals and they defend very well. Because I know after Manchester United scored that goal, I think they now believe they have won the game.
Yeah.
Knowing that Fulham did super sub, bringing in Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
Smith Rowe is an Arsenal player and he always hates Manchester United. Even when he was at Arsenal, he was always scoring against Manchester. So I think he extended that hate even
Mali kuna Arsenal lazima uongee tu.
So,
anyway, I think Manchester United also should work on defending of the set pieces.
Yeah.
Because you see on the 2 games, they've conceded goals from set piece.
True.
The Arsenal one and the yesterday's game. So that is something that they should work on. And that system, by the time it clicks and the players adapt to it, it will take time. And something that is disturbing the Man United fans is Benjamin Sesko being a substitute. Why would you buy a player with all that money and then you come to put him as a substitute? That is something that Man United fans are asking.
I think Manchester United, they have not known the philosophy of Ruben Felipe Amorim. The coach needs the player to adapt to the team, because even after he came in, 0 shots on target, 0 dribbles.
Even the way he played, he looked like he's fearing the ball.
Yeah.
You'd see Sesko.
This is not...
You are the striker here. The fans are expecting you to score goals, but what is this you are doing?
This is not the German Bundesliga where you are playing against Holstein Kiel and Bayer Leverkusen. This is the English Premier League. You have to work hard to make sure that you at least dribble.
Yeah.
You know, those are the things that make up a striker. The likes of Mbeuma and Cunha, they dribble, they shoot. But I don't know. Sesko played 38 minutes.
Yes.
Cunha played almost the whole game. But to be assured of Cunha is a good striker. He will shoot and he's also a good left winger. But Sesko in that position, I think they should do the way Arsenal have done to Gyökeres. Gyökeres has now been allowed to overflap to the left wing, so that he goes and collects the ball from there, and that's where he scored his only goal. I think they should give also Sesko freedom.
Yeah.
Wherever you want to play, just play there as long as you deliver goals. I saw after he was substituted in, he was locked only to scoring goals.
Yeah.
So he was not allowed to drop in the midfield, because Manchester United in the midfield, they have Bruno, they have Casemiro. So I think it is a simple thing. Let him play with freedom. I think yesterday he was restricted to only scoring goals and headers, but luckily Fulham didn't allow him to get the ball on his head.
Now, before we watch the highlights, what is the future of Kobbie Mainoo? We've not seen him play for the first 2 matches. Amorim anampangia nini? Because Kobbie Mainoo is a talent, and if he's not used, he may leave or his career will be spoiled.
I think Ruben Amorim has that philosophy of Mikel Arteta. If he doesn't love you, he doesn't love you. So I think Mainoo is a good player, but it is the coach who doesn't love him. How can you tell me Manchester United were losing against Arsenal? They knew they were losing, but they didn't at least put him on the ground to show that even if he doesn't help, they were already losing. Against Fulham, Manchester United after Fulham equalized, they equalized around in the 70 minutes.
Yes.
I thought that they will change almost all the 5 players, all the squad, bringing in Benjamin Sesko, bringing in Maino, bringing in
Ugarte.
but
even the substitutions didn't work.
yeah,
Bringing in Dalot, you'd see,
I can
even Dalot is the one who caused
the goal to be scored. He delayed to.
He
You know, they say as a defender, make sure you touch the ball. Even if they score, make sure you try to change the direction of the ball. But Dalot, in that matter, he thought the ball, because it was a cross, he thought the ball was going outside. But now Smith Rowe was there waiting for the ball to drop on his foot. I can tell you, Malolom, Manchester United defending is terrible because they use 3 defenders instead of 4.
Yeah.
They use 3 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 3 strikers. That philosophy will not, or that tactical will not work at Manchester United.
and
They
when
don't
you
have,
use that system in the Premier League,
Yeah.
utaumia.
yeah,
Utaumia.
they don't have that nini. Even Arsenal, since Mikel Arteta came in, they are playing with 4 defenders, and these 4 defenders, it depends on how the opponent is playing. If it is a threat, you will see a 4-line defense, or even 5, including the defensive midfielder.
Yes.
But at Manchester United, the least you can see is 3, because if a player goes to the midfield from that defense, he has that mandate to drop and help in defense. So it is really terrible in defending with 3 defenders.
We can now talk about the tonight's match.
Yeah.
Newcastle hosting Liverpool at St. James Park. This will be a very tough fixture. Starting with the Newcastle fans are not happy with Liverpool. After snatching Hugo Ekitike from them, Newcastle really expected to get Hugo Ekitike. Isak is behaving the way he's behaving because he wants to go to Liverpool. So there will be that grudge even when Liverpool go to this match. But I want us to look at the squad. Jeremy Frimpong is injured, and this is something that I think it will affect the Liverpool's defense, because looking at the options that Arne Slot has, he has Connor Bradley, who has just returned for the training. Joe Gomez has missed some training sessions, and Curtis Jones, of course, that's not his natural position, but we've seen Arne Slot trying to play him there. Dominic Szoboszlai, also not his natural position, but when he played there, he played so well. And we also saw on the Bournemouth match trying to play Wataru Endo on that position. Now, seems to have so many options, but the players, like 60% of the options that he has, the players naturally don't play at that position. What would you say about the right back position? And Anthony Gordon will be terrorizing on that end.
I can say Liverpool will have to go in the market. That's for sure. Because there are tough games coming up. Arsenal is waiting for you at the Emirates next Sunday. You don't have a proper left back. Then there is Saka in that position. There is Anthony Gordon. There is,
Elanga.
I can assure you, Malolong, Liverpool need to do something in signing a right back. Because after Trent Alexander-Arnold left, I think, and again, if Konate leaves this season for Real Madrid, I think it shall be a disaster for Liverpool in defense. Because I don't see anyone right now that can go there and replace him very well.
Yeah.
there's no one in the
they
market.
get Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace, then I think that would be a replacement.
Yeah, that's for sure. But Liverpool will struggle for some time.
Yeah, yeah, until Frimpong returns. But I think Bradley is good if he plays, even if he'll be a substitute for some minutes. I'm sure Bradley has been a very good right back. Even when Trent was there, you could see that Bradley was a very good right back backup.
Yeah.
But another thing is on the midfield. Newcastle has a very good midfield, and I think this is where the game will be won. Hata tusiangalie huko defense.
Yeah.
The team that will dominate in the midfield, then that team could be the winner. But the good thing is Ryan Gravenberch is back, and we are expecting to see Gravenberch, McAllister, and your boy,
Yeah.
Florian Wirtz. And then Newcastle, they also have a strong one. Bruno Guimaraes,
Yeah.
Sandro Tonali, and Joe Linton.
Those are very good players.
Those are very good players.
I think what Eddie Howe did is that he went and looked for Italian mercenary in Sandro Tonali,
yes.
and Brazilian gangster
In Bruno G.
in Bruno Guimaraes. And also, I think everyone at Newcastle
Yeah.
is just a killer. Even from the defense, Fabian Schär, those players,
Yeah.
they will terrorize Liverpool.
Yeah, and that's why I said it's a tough fixture, and this is a must-win for Liverpool because Arsenal is a more tough fixture than this one.
Yeah.
So if Liverpool doesn't win today and they draw against Arsenal, then the title contending will be affected. But of course, hakuna shida.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing a signal from our director that time is up. Your prediction?
Liverpool 2-2.
Okay.
Draw.
Me, I think Liverpool 3-1. 3-1. I know we must concede, but we must win this one.
Okay.
Anyway, that will be all for today. Thank you so much for being with us, to our sign language interpreters and the production team for making this a success. Thank you so much.